What is compound interest? So, let's define exactly what compound interest is. Well, it's not just your average interest, it's interest on steroids. Compound interest is the magic that happens when you not only earn interest on your initial investment, but also on the interest that accumulates over time. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more and more snow as it goes. Except in this case, it's gathering more and more money. How does compound interest actually work for you? Let's break it down a bit further. Imagine you invest some money, and it earns interest. With compound interest, that interest doesn't just sit there, it gets added to your initial investment. So, the next time interest is calculated, it's based on a bigger sum of money, and that cycle repeats itself over and over again, leading to exponential growth in your savings. Let's look at a real-life example of how this can benefit you. Say you put $1,000 into a one-year treasury bill with a 5% annual yield. In the first year, you'd earn $50 in interest, giving you a new balance of $1,050. Then let's say that after 1 year you renewed the treasury bill and rolled that entire balance into another one-year treasury bill at 5%. At the end of that second year, you'd earn 5% on the larger balance of $1,050, which is $52.50, giving you a new balance of $1,100.50 at the end of year 2. And so the cycle continues into each year in the future. Compound interest versus simple interest. What's the difference? Now, let's compare compound interest to its less exciting cousin, simple interest. Simple interest only applies to the initial amount you invest, so it grows at a linear rate. But compound interest, well, it's a whole different ballgame. It grows exponentially because it's constantly reinvesting the interest earned, turbocharging your returns. One of the coolest things about compound interest is that time is your best friend. The longer you leave your money invested, the more time it has to work its magic. That's why it's crucial to start investing as early as possible and to stay invested for the long haul. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. The Rule of 69, a simple way to track your financial progress. Now, here's a neat little trick called the Rule of 69. Ever wondered how long it takes for your investment to double? Most financial professionals talk about the Rule of 72 when figuring out your investment's doubling time. However, this rule only considers simple compounding interest and is less accurate when using higher rates of return or interest rates. A more accurate and lesser known estimate, especially for higher rates of return and higher interest rates, is known as the Rule of 69. The Rule of 69 considers continuous compounding interest rather than simple compounding interest. Just divide 69 by the interest rate, and voila, you've got your doubling time in years. For instance, if you have an investment earning 7% interest annually, it would take about 10 years, 69 divided by 7, for your investment to double. Another way to use this is if you want to know what interest rate or rate of return it will need to get on your money to double it within a certain time period. In this case, you just divide 69 by the number of years you want your money to double, and you will get the average annual interest rate or rate of return that you need in order for you to double your money in that stated time period. For example, say you have $1,000 and you want to buy a small fishing boat when you retire in 7 years. Moreover, you estimate that the boat will cost $2,000 when you go to buy it, so you would need to earn a 10% average annual rate of return, 69 divided by 7, on your $1,000 over the next 7 years, in order to have the $2,000 for the boat. As you can see, the Rule of 69 is a very handy tool for quickly and accurately estimating the power of compound interest and planning your financial goals accordingly. Fees. Quicksand for your investment returns. But wait, there's a catch. Pesky investment fees can put a dent in your returns if you're not careful. Even seemingly small fees can eat away at your investment over time. For example, Say you invest a lump sum of $10,000 and achieve an average annual return of 8% over 30 years. If you pay a 0.2% annual fee, you would have $88,297 at the end of 30 years. If you paid a 1% annual fee, you would have $71,143. As you can see, by paying just 0.8% more per year in fees, you would lose more than $17,000 in investment returns. This is because the fees reduce your investment balance, and you also lose any return you would have earned on that fee. Common investment fees and costs, some of them hidden, include front-end and back-end commissions, the bid-ask spread, expense ratios, custodian fees, and advisory fees. That's why it's essential to choose low-fee options like index funds whenever possible. Every penny saved on fees is a penny that can keep working for you through the magic of compound interest. The 8-4-3 rule. Unlock the power of compounding. Now, let's talk strategy. There's something called the 8-4-3 rule of compounding, and it's like a blueprint for building wealth through investing. The idea is simple. Aim for an 8% return on your portfolio, with a horizon of 4 years, and diversify across 3 different assets. For example, say you invest a $3,000 lump sum equally into 3 different assets, like a large cap index fund, a small cap index fund, and an international index fund with a time horizon of 4 years. Based on an overall portfolio average annual return of 8% per year, you will have approximately $4,081.47 in 4 years. That's almost $1,100 in passive income. Happy investing. Like and subscribe.